Hello, my name is Enzo from Holistic Life Network. Today I'm at Crystal Dreams in Pierrefonds, is it?
Yeah, Pierrefonds Boulevard.
With Santiago Hul. So Santiago, tell me, when did the dream start? You know, a lot of people have dreams, and sometimes they don't carry through with them. When did it start for you guys?
For us, our dream began in 2012 when we first encountered our mentor. His name is Charles Clemens, and he's still alive today. And basically the way it all began, it's when we went to see him at his office. We were looking for a Tibetan singing bowl, and at this time we just wanted to use crystals more because we had an interest in them, but we didn't know much about how they worked. So we went to see this person, and he gave us our first crystal, which was the Auralite Amethyst.
Okay.
It was the first crystal that we ever had. He gave it to us, and he told us, look, even if you cannot understand much about how they work, carry them on you as much as possible. And as long as you have the persistence and the discipline and the faith to keep working with them, really anything is possible. So he gave us our crystal in 2012, and we went home and we started working with our Auralites. And it wasn't only until 5 years later that I guess we were finally ready to move on to the new chapter, that we went to see him and we told him, look, we want to do something with our lives, but we're not sure what it is, and we would like to do something online. And he said, well, I'm going to mentor you guys, and I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about how to use crystals and also about how to work on the online world. And ever since then, it has been a beautiful journey.
That's quite a mentor.
Yeah.
And not only does he introduce you to crystals, but he shows you the way online.
Yeah, exactly, which is very inspiring because he only started working online at 60 years old. Wow. So he's kind of like a very inspirational person because he reminds us that we're never too old to dream a new dream or to go after our objectives or what our heart truly desires.
This is really good to hear. So for people watching that maybe don't know what crystals are, what are crystals and how do people use them?
Well, there's a very specific way of using crystals effectively. This is how me and my brother, we call them. But crystals are nothing more than divine tools that were put onto this earth to help us use that energy that we all have inside of all of us. And that energy is probably the greatest gift given to us by the spirit of the universe, which is the capacity to control and direct our minds toward whatever ends we desire. So crystals are amplifiers of this energy. In a way, a crystal is always teaching us. The more we carry it on us, the more it amplifies this energy. And we have also noticed that crystals work somewhat like magnets, meaning that they attract to our lives people, situations, books, synchronicities, and things that we need in order to grow. If we follow into this path, it just gets amplified. And next thing that we know, it's guiding us into this direction to become the better versions of ourselves.
Some people will go as far as saying crystals are living entities. What do you say to that?
I believe it 100% true. One of the things about our society and humanity is that we have a very hard time recognizing other types of intelligence.
Absolutely.
So whatever doesn't resemble to our society, right away we label it. We like to put labels on everything. We're going to label it as something that is not intelligent. And this is one of the biggest challenges that as a society we have to overcome in order to move forward. And crystals are no exception to this. Everything around us is energy. Sometimes we have clients that come here and they don't believe that everything around us contains energy. So what we do is that we try to explain to them with books, examples, and other tools on why it is very possible that they are alive, these beings.
And some people feel energy from the stones greater, much more than other people do. So that's also an indication. Could you explain the difference between crystals, gemstones, and semi-precious stones?
Yeah, crystals is a term that the gemologists use, and actually, technically, you should only call a crystal when it has the perfect point at the top. This is the only time that you should use this term, but everybody uses it to describe
Sort of
the
general,
gemstones
yeah.
in general. And the main difference between precious and semi-precious stones is that there is only 4 types of precious stones in the world. You have rubies, you have sapphires, you have emeralds, and you have diamonds.
Okay.
These are the only 4 types of precious stones. But precious stones have a value that humans have given them. That's why most people think that they're going to have more energy or that they're going to be more special, but
Not
in reality,
necessarily.
not necessarily.
Mhm.
You can find other crystals that are more abundant, which are semi-precious, are going to be more affordable. I can be even more powerful, if you will it.
What kind of clients do you have? Do you find you have healers and people after rare stones?
Well, what's
Or a
important
mix.
to know that it's people from all walks of life who come looking for crystals. And what I mean by that is that people who are teachers, either at high school or university, we have doctors, lawyers, architects, engineers. It's really an unfortunate stereotype that was assigned to people who believe in spirituality. A stereotype that I was not to use the word in a derogatory term, but a lot of people would say, oh, it's just hippies that believe in this.
Nothing derogatory there.
But it's not that way. It's a lot of people believe in these things, and now they're coming forward and we believe that it's also into alignment, which is with what's currently happening with the energies of the world. So more people are starting to step forward. And by doing that, they encourage people around them to also step forward and live their spirituality in whatever way they wish.
This
to live
is a
it.
good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's what the world needs at the moment. We need more light and definitely more love.
Absolutely agree.
Mhm.
Agree with you there. How's the store doing since you guys moved out of your home? It was your home before, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. In 2016, when we went to see our mentor, we started in our mother's basement. So we started with a box of Oralite and $200. We tell everybody, and soon enough, we became passionate about this, and we started working with the crystals. And after seeing what they had done for us, we started realizing that this was not just in our heads. And if it was to be in our heads, it's something positive that completely transformed our lives. So we started becoming advocates for this and encouraging our friends to use it. And then we started posting them online, and soon enough, there was people coming into our homes. Even when we were having supper, clients would come, especially clients from United States would come as well, because
Really?
we posted everything online, and we were very good at using the internet as well. So we posted everything online, and sometimes people would come and knock on the door, and it was people from New York and Florida that were doing a little road trip, and they heard about our store online, and they would expect to see something huge. And to their surprise, it was in a person's basement.
That is too much. So I'm also here because you have an upcoming show downtown. So tell me about why, I've seen your other events were more central. This one's downtown at the Hyatt Regency. Why choose that location, and what are you hoping to achieve there?
Yeah, the reason why we picked this location is because the event has been growing quite fast. So in order to supply the demand of our clients, we had to move to a bigger location. This is why we decided to rent the Hyatt downtown. And the reason why we also decided to rent this hotel as well is to be able to send a message to encourage everybody to come and learn about spirituality and alternative medicine.
Closer to the business world.
Yeah, closer to the business world, because unfortunately most people are very skeptical of spirituality. A funny story that I have to tell you that happened today.
Please.
I actually found out that there was a big trade show. I'm not gonna say the name. That happening underneath a school, underneath a church. Sorry. Yeah, so they had a big place, and I figured maybe they can accommodate the Metaphysical and Spiritual Show of Montreal next year. So I called them yesterday, and I spoke with the person in charge, and the person in charge, who is a Catholic, he said that he wasn't sure if they could take us, but they were willing to take another trade show that serves alcohol and stuff like that. So he said he was going to double check with the priest. And today he called me. he called me and he said, "I'm sorry, but we cannot take you." And I'm like, "May I ask why?" I kind of knew why. And they told me, "Oh, I can't tell you. It's just that your values are not in alignment with our values. But just to let you know, it's esoteric. It's along those lines." Yeah. Those were the words
I'm not
he used.
surprised.
And I laugh and I'm like, okay, well, people who sell alcohol are allowed to go and serve these drinks in your school, but somebody who's trying to be an advocate for people living their own spirituality, because we're going to have Buddhists, we're going to have people who are going to be Hindus, Catholics, Muslims, all kinds of people from all walks of life are going to be gathering at the Metaphysical and Spiritual Show of Montreal.
Very interesting. So if people wanted to get a hold of you guys?
If they want to get a hold of us, they can always visit our website, www.crystaldreamsworld.com. And we're open 7 days a week here in the West Island from Monday to Sunday. So 7 days a week we're open from 10:30 till about 6 p.m.
That's excellent. What is the most popular, or some of the most popular crystals that people buy?
Well, some of the most popular crystals, we have noticed that it changes from one period of the year to another. It's very, very strange. And sometimes we also try to find out why. Sometimes it's because of what's happening in the social medias. For example, last month, obsidian was very popular out of nowhere. And obsidian, basically what it is lava that has become almost crystallized.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful stone for combating negativity and negative energy. So actually the crystal that I'm wearing right now is that one. So during the times of the prehistoric cavemen, these were used to make arrowheads and knives and spears, because when you break it, it becomes quite sharp and it can cut through the skin. But in the metaphysical world, it is a stone that cuts through the spiritual aura and releases all the negativity. So it's good when you are trying to purge past karmas from your past lives as well. And we started inquiring why everybody was so interested in this crystal, for example, and we found out that it was because they had announced it in Games of Thrones.
Good Lord.
Apparently, I have never watched Game of Thrones, but our clients told me that it's basically the stone that they use to eliminate the walkers, which are the bad guys from the TV show, I think.
I'm wondering, too, if the influence sometimes can be like out of fashion, out of architecture, because they have trends, or interior design, there's color trends, So I was wondering if along those lines, maybe some of the stones might be popular because of whatever is current.
I think it's all interrelated.
Yeah.
So for sure it is current, and at the same time it's because what's happening with the vibration of the planet at the moment. Sometimes people feel it even innately, that there is a lot going on in the world right now. And they come and they seek, let's say, protection. Last week, the crystal that was the most popular was black tourmaline. People came and they were buying black tourmaline a lot. Wow. And usually it's a crystal that sells steadily, but not as much as last week, for example. Some other times it's also auralite amethyst, which is a crystal that we're big advocates on, because it allows us to transform our lives, me and my brother. So of course it's a crystal that we hold quite dear to us, and we still work with it every day.
Is that one of your favorites, personal favorites?
Yeah, one of my personal favorites is definitely the auralite amethyst. And another one that I really, really like a lot is the black tourmaline, because it's a stone that is very good for protection. My brother and I were often exposed in the social medias because we're making videos, we're trying new things, and we're trying to grow as much as possible. And unfortunately, this might arise people who might feel threatened by us for, I don't know, whatever reason, and they can start sending us negativity. So we do feel it sometimes. Everything is going perfectly, and out of nowhere, problems start happening everywhere. So we just wear the black tourmaline, and it does work. Things just go back to normal.
I might have to take your word on that, because I'm going through some of similar things.
Yeah, sometimes we're all beings of light, so we're able to bless.
And like you said earlier, we're all connected anyway. So we all feel it.
We all feel it, and we're all able to bless, and unfortunately, we're all able to curse as well. But it's not something good to do, because that which we put out, we get back.
Yeah, there's always a bit of karma there.
Always a bit of karma, definitely. And you can see when people are working with these negative types of energy. It starts showing in their faces, in their lifestyle, in their relationships. Usually they tend to be people who suffer in return, as opposed to somebody who is working with, let's say, what is also known as white magic, but I call it just positive thinking and thinking of abundance. These people are filled with love, with rewarding relationships, and abundance for them is not a problem. So those are the people that I think are good to keep as role models as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Santiago, I want to thank you very much for doing this.
Oh, my pleasure.
Taking the time. So once again, the event is November 18th, 19th.
Yeah, this weekend.
At the Hyatt Regency.
And it's completely free for everybody from 10 o'clock till 8 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday.
So there you have it. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.